Welcome back to Power Word Talk. Today, I'm bringing you a very different video than what we've released so far. As you can see in the title, this is a One Piece theory. This is a theory that I've posted in comments. No one has really seemed to take to or pay any attention to. So I figured I'd just make a video about it. This is currently up to chapter 990. This is kind of my prediction of what will happen for the rest of the Wano arc and what has already been happening. So basically, the summary of this theory is that Wano is the ultimate setup arc for the final war that Oda has been talking about. And when I say ultimate, I mean this is where a lot of revelations that we've seen in the past will start to come into play. To start off, currently, we are in the middle of a giant all-out war against Kaido. In this war, we have the Wano Samurais, the Big Mom Pirates, versus the Straw Hats. We have Law and the Heart Pirates. We have Killer and Kid. Maybe their crew is somewhere around. We have Odin's retainers. We have the Minks. We have the Udon prisoners and the remaining Odin supporters. There are tons of parties at play here, which a lot of people think, how can you even beat two emperors? Kaido and Big Mom. How can you realistically, without nerfing them or giving them some weird power, how can you defeat them where it makes sense and it gives the proper character growth? I have an idea. Okay? And this is just what makes the most sense to me, and I have, I would say, enough proof to kind of back this up where it just seems the most logical conclusion. However, there's one party that I haven't mentioned yet. And this party will be the key to everything in Wano, and a key to the rest of the whole series. This will set the tone. Oda has mentioned that this final war will dwarf Marineford, and that final party is probably the largest one, and that is X-Drake and the Marines. They will be the key to this entire mystery. We already know our link to the Marines is through X-Drake. He is a member of SWORD, which is a secret group within the Marines. I would almost akin them to the White Lotus of Avatar The Last Airbender. Potentially they have good intentions. We know Kobe is in there, so we just have to assume that they are trying to truly help people and do their best for other people. They may even be secret within the Marines where maybe Garp leads them. I wouldn't be surprised if Aokiji is a part of SWORD, if he became a pirate in order just to save the world. So we know that he's a member of SWORD. We know that he has at least Marine ties, in which case they would easily be able to send more Marines over to Onigashima or to Wano if they aren't already there. We know that X-Drake has been feeding information to the Marines and keeping them up to date, so they already know about the Big Mom Kaido alliance. So they could have sent a massive fleet that way as soon as they heard the information, or they could have already had a smaller one or a large fleet just waiting nearby to back up X-Drake at a moment's notice. So in chapter 990, it's revealed that the Beast Pirates actually know that X-Drake is a traitor because he let Law out of his prison, which also may put Law as being a member of SWORD, and there's actually very good evidence to say so. So once they confront X-Drake and they rough him up a little bit, he books it and he runs to Luffy and he tries to make a temporary alliance with them. So I feel like this is the final part, the final prerequisite to fulfill what I think was going to happen before this, and now this just confirms it even more. So now he has no reason to continue hiding that he is a Marine or a member of SWORD, or at least he has no reason to pretend that he's a part of the Beast Pirates, because that bridge is burnt and this is the time to take Kaido down if he's going to. There's a massive army fighting Kaido's entire forces. So I believe that this is the domino that has been knocked over and will continue to cascade down for the rest of the series. I think things will only ramp up from here and get even more insane. So first, I'm going to reference Kaido's speech to his men. He gives this very ominous speech that I think gives the basis for the rest of the series. It seems like a lot of the things he said in his speeches are just foreshadowing for what's to come. It's a matter of how they will happen. He says something along the lines of, "Pirates will betray you. When they know you'll lose, they will abandon you and sail away." So there's kind of three things here. He says pirates will betray you, and that's when they know you'll lose, they will betray you. They will abandon you and sail away. So that is how the betrayal will happen. It is them abandoning and sailing away after you lose, when they know that there is no hope of survival. It's not necessarily that they will stab you in the back, it's that once they're weak enough, they will abandon you. They will not back you up. They won't keep fighting. They will run away. So then I think that will come true. So there have been many videos and many theories that I've seen of who will betray Kaido. And I believe that my answer not only fills this question of who will betray Kaido, but I think it also fills in what will happen after Wano. I think it just all fits together too well. So I believe at the very least, Big Mom will be the one that betrays Kaido. She will be the one, her and her crew will abandon Kaido once he loses and sail away. They won't stay to help him. Additionally, I think many of the Beast Pirates and his other subordinates and allies will betray him and run. Definitely some of the Toby Roppo. Maybe some of them may end up staying. King and Queen may end up staying to fight, but they may even run. I would not put it past Oda to have every single one of them run for the reason that I'm about to give. So I don't think that Kaido being defeated on his own by the Straw Hats will be enough to warrant everybody betraying them. I believe you need a greater threat, something much more important, something much more imminent in order for them all to run and sail away. Because even if Kaido is defeated, you still have Big Mom. There's no way that anybody on the island could take care of Big Mom and Kaido at the same time. It won't happen. And if Kaido gets defeated, there's still Big Mom. They would have no reason to actually run. Everybody else on Onigashima wouldn't be scared of a tired down, beaten down Straw Hat Pirates and their army that's probably mostly decimated at this point just to take down Kaido. So you need something else. You need something that would even make Big Mom flee. And I think this something will be the reason that she's not able to aid Kaido and help him fight. I think that this reason will keep her busy the whole time that Kaido is fighting and keep her pretty much out of the picture, and it will make sense. So like I said, I believe that the Marines, after figuring out that Big Mom and Kaido had an alliance, started sending a massive fleet there if they didn't already have one there. And then Marines will start invading. A massive fleet of Marines will start invading Onigashima and Wano. I think bigger than a Buster Call, something of unseen scale thus far. I think there could be admirals, there could be CP0, there could just be like any of the most powerful members of the Marines. Maybe not all of them, but there could be extremely powerful members that will show up in order to help arrest all of these pirates. They may even know about the war that's going on, as X-Drake could be feeding it to them, or anybody else, potentially Law, anyone else that's a member of Sword could be feeding it to them, or just an undercover informant where they know that the Straw Hats are already invading. They know that two parties are fighting and they're going to come in and try to arrest everybody after they're beaten up. They want to try to arrest 2 Yonkos in one fell swoop. So not only will these Marines keep Big Mom busy, where you could potentially have 2 admirals fighting Big Mom, keeping her busy the whole time. This would completely make sense. This would help wipe out a lot of Kaido's forces who completely outnumber the Straw Hats forces and their allies. This would allow the Straw Hats or whoever is fighting Kaido to solely focus on Kaido. But this would also put a timer on the fight. So this is the most important part. Luffy and whoever else is fighting Kaido would need to beat him before the Marines come and capture their entire crew. They would need to. The whole fight is on a timer. They need to defeat him and get away as fast as possible because they won't have enough energy to fight off the Marines after beating Kaido. These are the prerequisites that we needed in order for the whole Straw Hat Alliance to defeat Kaido. You have the Marines taking care of Big Mom and taking care of other powerful allies. They probably have her crew busy at the bottom of the waterfall that they fell. They're probably being attacked already. This will help defeat many of the Beast Pirates' monstrous powers and allies and members. So not only does this make sense to me, we also have proof of foreshadowing that this will happen. In this panel that I have up, it's the CP0 talking to Orochi, where Orochi is being cocky. He doesn't care about the Marines at all. He's being extremely fearless. He has Kaido on his side. He can't be defeated. He is laughing in their face and disrespecting them. But what if he doesn't have Kaido anymore? What if the Marines aren't even scared of Kaido anymore? What if in another one of Kaido's speeches, he says himself that the Marines didn't get rid of the Shichibukai on a whim, that they are confident enough in their power that they don't need them anymore. So I believe that this panel is showing how cocky and ignorant Orochi is and foreshadowing that the Marines will invade and they will take them over. So now I have 2 more reasons, sort of proof, in order to show that the Marines will come in and they will take over. First of all is the whole basis of Wano. It is essentially Edo Japan. That is kind of the period and the setting that it is in. And what happened at the end of the Edo period? The Americans came in and opened it up. They started taking everything over. What did Odin want? He wanted to open the borders of Wano. It'll happen, except not exactly the way he wanted. The Marines will take over Wano. The Marines will open it up. They will control everything. So then we have my second piece of evidence. The entire series, the Marines have been getting kicked and spit on. Nobody respects them. It has been made very obvious. Even the Marines themselves have constantly been mentioning that they have to save face for the public, that they have to keep up appearances, or they will lose confidence in the people. They are always worried about the appearance of their power. We had Alabasta, where a pirate saved all these people. They had to cover that up. We had Dressrosa. Again, pirates saved all the people. The Marines were not powerful enough to do this. They were spread too thin, or at the very least, they just weren't able to do it. A pirate had to come in, cover it up. We even had the warlords. The whole reason that they had the warlords were to keep all the other powerful pirates in check. That's because they didn't have enough power to do it themselves. But now they abolished it. And even Kaido admitted that shows that they have something new, something powerful enough that they don't need them, that they can show their own strength without having to worry about other people. They don't have to worry about losing the confidence or keeping up their appearances because they'll just show them now. It's even been mentioned by the 5 elders that it's time to start the Great Cleansing. Is that not exactly what the Void Century was? A Void Century completely cleaned and cleansed by the world government. It wasn't exactly around at the time, but we know that's when it started. So like I said, the Marines invading will put a timer on the fight. This will put a timer where Luffy needs to defeat Kaido. He needs to, which I think this could also be the moment where Luffy awakens his devil fruit or figures out a new gear or something like that, where he will get a new ability that puts him toe to toe with every single other emperor of the sea. With Shanks, Kaido, Big Mom, Blackbeard, Whitebeard, all of them. I believe he'll unlock this ability mid-fight with Kaido as the Marines are rushing in. Everybody's being wiped out already. Everybody's about to be captured. This will unlock his ability where he needs this power to win. So once Kaido has been defeated, the tides of the entire world will shift. Kaido's allies will see him fall, and so will their final hope. Being surrounded by thousands of Marines and potentially admirals or CP0, all the hardest hitters from the Marines, they will panic and flee. All hope will be lost. Kaido, the strongest beast in the world, defeated, and everybody will run. Big Mom will see this. She'll see everyone surrounded by the Marines. She'll probably see her own crew being surrounded by the Marines, possibly even with the threat of them being captured. This would also allow people like Momo, Yamato, Tama, or anyone else who escapes to join the Straw Hats and join their crew. Momo, yes, he's the rightful ruler of Wano, but there will be no Wano. The Marines will control it. He'll have to come back when he's stronger. Yamato will do the same thing that Odin did and go travel with the future Pirate King because she has no other choice. So now, why would Big Mom flee? One of the emperors of the sea, one of the most powerful beings in the whole One Piece universe. So I have 3 possibilities. There's always more random ones, but these are the 3 main ones that I think will happen. So one is that the Marines just bring so many people, enough, say all 4 of the admirals even, and they just overwhelm her with enough power. Not the most likely, but it's possible. 2, the Marines could be holding Totland captive. They could just tell her that they have the whole thing surrounded and that they'll leave it completely unharmed if she just leaves. Totland is Big Mom's everything. That's her whole goal that she's been working towards. And 3, this one's my personal favorite, which I think seems very realistic and is actually the most likely to happen. I think 1 and 2 could happen along with this even. So it could be the first and second possibilities combined, and on top of that, I believe the Marines will be unveiling their new weapon that Kaido mentioned. And I don't think he's the only one that's mentioned it. I think that's exactly what Doflamingo was referring to when he was fighting with Law. He mentioned that he knew a secret of a royal treasure, a sacred secret, hidden treasure in Marijoa, of something that would shake the world to its core. And I think that this is exactly what the Marines are going to be introducing. I think that's the exact reason that they got rid of the Shichibukai. They're not worried about appearances anymore. They're not worried about keeping face. They will take it by force. So this power could be many things. It could be related to robots or cyborgs or Kuma. It could be anything really. But I think for it to have to relate to Doflamingo about him knowing a secret, I think they have to have had this for a long time, but why haven't they used it until now? I believe what they're going to unveil is an ancient weapon. Possibly even the same ancient weapon that destroyed the ancient kingdom in the Void Century. Something so powerful that it wiped out an entire kingdom. Potentially it's even an ancient weapon that we've never heard of. It could be one that they made all the way back then that we have no knowledge of. So then why haven't they used it this entire time? Why are they only using it now? Why did they get rid of the Shichibukai now? Because I think it was damaged in the Void Century. I think it was damaged in the war with the Ancient Kingdom. It's even possible that they lost the information of how to repair it. Or they've been improving it. Not only have they repaired it, but they possibly improved it with Vegapunk and his technology. I believe it will be a cyborg of sorts. I believe they either rebuilt an ancient weapon or repaired an ancient weapon that they've had and have improved it with the modern technology thanks to Vegapunk. I think it is a more powerful ancient weapon than it was 800 years ago. Hey guys, so just a quick update. As I was editing, I actually realized I have some really good evidence that the Marines may have even created a new ancient weapon, which I think there may actually be a very high chance of being ancient giants. And there's actually lots of proof to back this up, which leads me into another theory that I just thought of, that Joy Boy and the Ancient Kingdom may have actually just been the race of ancient giants. And that's why the humans are so scared and wiped them out with the Void Century. That could also be why they've been trying to recreate them so that they can use them and control them to control the whole world, just as the Ancient Kingdom did back in the day. This would also explain why the straw hat that Emu was standing in front of was so large, because it was potentially Joy Boy's, and if he's an ancient giant, of course he would have a large hat. This would explain why the Ark in Fishman Island was so massive. I'm going to go into more detail on it in another theory video, but I just want to slip this in here, that I think there's a very strong chance it could be ancient giants that the government will use to attempt to control the world and display their power. This would give enough power for the world government to truly begin the Great Cleansing all over again. And not only would it give them enough power, one of the 4 emperors just got defeated. One of the 4 pillars was removed. Whitebeard fell and Blackbeard at least took his place. I think we actually need Blackbeard to help keep peace and order in the world, to help keep the Marines at bay from taking over everything. But as soon as Kaido falls, so does the final pillar of the world, and all the others will topple over with him. The Marines will use this opportunity of a fallen emperor to wage true war on the entire world. This is their time to be truly feared and truly respected. Oda himself has mentioned that the final war will dwarf Marineford. And what's better to dwarf Marineford than an entire world war, pirate genocide, where they're getting killed left and right. They're being captured left and right. All of your favorite pirates, friend or foe, getting captured or killed, and they are scared for their lives. They have to run. They can't just write off the Marines anymore. The Marines will finally dedicate all of their resources to controlling the world and annihilating pirates. I strongly believe that many of our favorite characters that we've come to love and enjoy will be just completely wiped out or captured. Oda himself has admitted to being a fan of Game of Thrones. He's even mentioned the Throne Wars by Dofi. And that's exactly what this is. Just as in Game of Thrones, in One Piece, they will be killing off key characters, major characters, left and right. Because the world is ending. Why would he hold back? So this is where part of my theory gets a little shakier and a little crazier, but I think it still makes sense and is extremely unexpected, and I haven't seen anyone bring this up yet. The pirates will become desperate. We haven't seen that yet. Many people still think that it'll take all 4 admirals just to defeat 1 emperor. In everyone's head, there is no way that the Marines are actually that powerful. But what if they were? Where every single pirate, even the emperors, were sweating, where even they needed help. I think this is when we will see all of the pirates versus all of the Marines, all of the world government. We will see past enemies become our friends, where they have to work together out of necessity. I think nearly, if not all, the pirates will actually band together in order to fight the world government, as they will have to, because the world government power will be on such another level. They will be wreaking havoc throughout the whole world, annihilating pirates left and right. And with former enemies becoming allies, I think former caution will also be thrown to the wind. So this isn't so much as I think this will actually happen. I just think it would be really cool, and it still makes sense that it would happen. I think Frankie may actually end up building Pluton or transforming the Sunny into Pluton. He had the blueprints. He easily could have memorized them, even though he burned them. He could have memorized them. He could have read them over. He could have saved them somewhere. He could have some kind of copy. There are many possibilities as to how he could build Pluton. He had the blueprints for a while. Just imagine how amazing this would be and how poetic if Frankie builds the old ancient weapon versus the new ancient weapon, the new technologically advanced ancient weapon, and they go all out war and they're fighting each other. And now back to past enemies becoming allies. A lot of people think that this pirate will be the final enemy to One Piece. He will be the final boss before Luffy finally achieves the One Piece or discovers it. But what if he's our final ally? Has anyone even thought of that? What if the situation is so dire where they need to team up with even the most unlikely of enemies? What if Luffy has to actually team up with Blackbeard himself in order to win? The entire series has been about relying on your allies, relying on your friends. And in this situation, Blackbeard would have to be his ally if the situation is that dire that they can't defeat the enemy in front of them on their own, that they have to team up, almost like a Naruto and Sasuke. I think this would show the greatest threat in One Piece that we've ever seen. So many people think that it'll just come down to Blackbeard. But what if Blackbeard isn't even enough? This war will be the entire world of pirates versus the entire world government. It will be bloody, it will be gory, it will be intense, it will consume the whole globe. And maybe the only answer to this war is the actual One Piece itself. I think that this mass war, that this mass genocide that the Marines are going to bring on will be the true ending to pirates playing their little pirate games. This will put everything in a whole new perspective. It's not just about controlling land. It's not just about who's more powerful. It's about survival. It's about your life. It's about protecting your loved ones, your friends, your family to survive. So yeah, that's pretty much my whole theory. I could have missed things. It may not be the most concise. This is my first time doing it. It's quite a theory to just throw on you for my first one, but I was thinking about it and I just had to get this out there. Somebody has to see this because I think so many parts of it just make sense. Maybe the whole thing ends up being completely wrong, but from what we have now, it just makes sense. Everything just keeps adding up in this direction. So why don't you guys let me know what you think in the comments down below. Like the video, comment, subscribe, dislike the video if you didn't. Let me know your theories. Let me know what you think of mine. Pick it apart. Let me know what's wrong. Let me know what makes sense. And maybe if there's more proof that I missed. Maybe if there's some things that I missed where it makes absolutely no sense. I'm really curious to see because I really do enjoy making this kind of thing. And if it does well, maybe I'll keep making more if people want more of this. I think it was a lot of fun. It's really early in the morning and I probably shouldn't be making a video like this right now, but I was just so excited to get it over with. So yeah, I'm going to go to bed now. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like I said, it would be a huge help if you subscribed, commented, anything like that. If you want to see more of this, it would be awesome. Let me know what you guys thought of the theory. If you want any more theories on anything else, share the video. That would be awesome. And I hope you guys stay safe and have a good one. I'll see you guys on the next one. See ya.